So guys, we're doing another Facebook Live. We've got another topic on the board today, looking at the recent way in which people are having to be a little more at home, and particularly the slightly older in the population, and what impact is that going to have on them. Ollie and I are going to go through this together with you guys, and again, we're doing these lives to try and help you guys, particularly now if you're watching us on Facebook or Instagram. If you've got any questions, we will go through a few of those questions towards the end of this video, so do please post them in the comments. We've got Joe just behind who's taking note of those, and we'll throw them in at the end or at a relevant time during this video. So without further ado, Ollie.
Yeah, so like Mike said, obviously everyone's in isolation at the moment, and this is probably particularly a bad problem for over 70s, mainly because, as we know, muscle decreases with age, so it's important to get some exercises that are going to be easy to do at home, and back friendly and safe for over 70s to do. So the first one would be a standing rotation. So if you have any exercise bands at home, it's a really good one to work the core in, firstly a safe manner, and also in a bit of a different way, instead of just the standard back and forward exercises.
Yeah. So we see patients, especially the slightly older patients in the clinic here, and one of the big challenges, let's forget about any sort of isolation at the moment. One of the big challenges that they have is, as you get older, it's a case of use it or lose it in terms of your muscle mass. And patients that get caught out and they don't have that core strength find it a lot more difficult to rehabilitate from a point of view of having back pain and getting out of that hole. So if you're an otherwise healthy person and you're just taking these precautions, then you want to have something to do at home to make sure that the muscles aren't going to waste too much and that you keep them in good order, so when you're back out and about afterwards, you're nice and strong in the back. So the good thing about the standing rotations is that it's one of the really good exercises we like here. You engage your core and there's no flexion or bending forwards or backwards in this one. So it's a really, really safe one for anyone even with any sort of back problems, and definitely for those without, because you're just going through keeping that core nice and tight, just twisting and just engaging those core muscles either way as you're doing the exercise. And again, with all these videos, when we're doing these on the live, after we've shot the video, we'll put some links in the description to the relevant exercises, so you can go and watch those on our YouTube channel as well. So what's the next one?
As well as this, another good point is, obviously older people might find it more difficult getting onto the floor, doing things like dead bug. So again, that's like a really good standing exercise to do. Carrying on the theme of the bands, a simple row exercise is really good, again, just to engage all the muscles in the back, especially the upper back. Is going to be really important if you're sitting, for a long period of time whilst in isolation. If you get any neck pain, things like that as well. Yeah,
we did the Facebook Live this morning talking a little bit more about working from home and those sorts of things. It doesn't matter how old you are, these exercises are going to be useful for you. We're just highlighting specific ones because they're easy for you to do and they're not too strenuous on the lower back in particular. And again, the more you have, more tools you have at home to be able to do specific exercises, that this is okay for me, this is okay for me, this is okay for me, the more you're likely to be able to do that and adhere to that and keep that muscle mass up, keep those muscles strong and engaged. So that's another really good one for being upright and being able to work those muscles at the same time.
Yeah, one very similar to that is the mid-back activation, just hitting slightly different muscles, but sort of the same concept. It's good for keeping you upright, nice and strong in the upper back and arms as well. A good one for the rest of the body, particularly lower limb, is just a simple a squat, but adding the variation with a chair as well. So if you get a chair, not too low down, it means that you're not getting too far into the squat and potentially causing yourself a bit of harm. Makes it easier to get up, and you've always got that safety barrier as well, in case you do lose balance and fall backwards.
Yeah, so we don't want you falling over at home. That's definitely not helpful for your back or for anything else for that matter. And squats are a really, really good one. Now, people that are a little bit older, maybe they've got some trouble with the knees, you need to be able to adapt these things. So like Ollie said, using a chair or even a couple of cushions. So you might even be going just down to perching, just slightly bending the knees a little bit, keeping your core engaged and just going down to that slightly more shallow squat, just to get some stimulation through those leg muscles. Now they're really big muscles, generally speaking, it's so vital to keep them strong, especially during times of inactivity. So using the squat, particularly at the end of this routine, so if you go through the rotations to tighten your core up first while you're at home, and then you go into the row, so you're going to hit these lats down here, and some of the middle back muscles a little bit less so, and then you're going to go into the middle back activation. You're really going to work those postural muscles between the shoulder blades. You'll find that actually all of those tighten everything up. So when you do the squat, it really is a whole body workout. This is going to work your lungs, cardiovascular, it's going to work those muscles as well, and be a really sort of pretty robust routine, to be honest, for most people.
Yeah, and the last thing as well, I know my granddad in particular, he's just taken up swimming, which is probably the worst time, because now obviously he can't go out to the pool and do that kind of thing. So I know lots of people like walking in the older age, so making sure just having a walk around the house, if you have a garden, make the most of that, make the most of being out in the sun as well, but yeah, make sure you're keeping into kind of safe walking areas when you're doing that.
Yeah, especially if you're outside in the country or outside of the sort of the major urban areas, then I do believe that there will be a walking allowed or being out and about allowed, unless there's full lockdown. And generally, just walking is a really good form of exercise for anyone. It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, how young you are. It's good. You're getting fresh air as well. You're working your lungs, and if you can pick up the pace or slow it down, and it just really helps everything. One of the things at the moment, anyway, from an immune system point of view, doing some element of cardiovascular activity is helpful from that immune point of view. We want to keep our immune systems up. We want to keep our circulation healthy. Doing these exercises and combining it with some sort of light cardio outside in the form of a walk, which isn't going to be problematic, will be really, really helpful. And as long as you're following the ever-changing guidance at the moment with regards to distancing and that sort of thing, it'll be perfectly fine to do. Obviously, check this depending on when you're watching the video, but as of right now, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, and with all this exercising, it's going to be really important to make sure that you're eating correctly as well. So definitely making sure you've got enough protein in your body to help maintain, repair, and then hopefully grow some nice muscle mass there. I think it's always going to help. Kind of, especially in that age, you can never be kind of too strong, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, you're not going to get bulky and become a bodybuilder. Okay, that's really important. But improving the protein, if you're doing a bit more physical exercise, especially with some of these exercises, and you can really work as hard as your own body will allow you to. So some people can get a really solid workout of this, get the blood pumping, work on those muscles, and you will need protein to actually recover from that. You need to get that on board. So having a good diet at times like this is important for the repair from some exercises that you're doing. You should know that anyway. But also, it's just generally providing your body with the nutrition it needs to stay strong. And that again ties back into the immune system side of things.
Yeah, definitely. And other things like we've done whole articles on vitamin D and things like that, and things like that. Just all those kind of vitamin C definitely will be good now for the immune health as well. So just kind of making sure that you're keeping up with a well balanced diet, which I know can be hard because you've been advised to maybe stay indoors. So that's where maybe phoning family, friends, keeping the social aspect as well, but maybe asking them for a bit of help and support as well.
What are those apps you had?
So the Next Door app is an app people can go on. They can write a status that basically says that maybe, I need help with my groceries today. People in the local area can comment, like, share it, and maybe if you don't have family, friends nearby, then that's definitely a good app to help you out.
You don't want to get any isolation at times like this. So those sorts of apps are helpful. And even if you're watching this and you're not a slightly older person who's in these categories yourself, then and you know people that are, check on them and make sure they're aware of these things. Some people might not be able to use the apps as well, so do your best to sort of check to see if anyone that might be a little bit more vulnerable can benefit from this, or you can help them in some way, shape or form.
Yeah, definitely. And the last thing to kind of I wanted to go over was the mental side. So just keeping the brain going, doing things like sudoku, puzzle games, whatever. Just keep that your mind a bit more focused and kind of keep developing that kind of
I mean, nowadays we've got tons of resources.
Yeah.
You've got FaceTime, you've got Skype,
Yeah.
you've got video calls through the various smartphones as well, so you can keep yourself busy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice app that Joe got today called Elevate, which is cool for brain function. So there's lots of ways in which you can use this time to hopefully be a bit more productive. But from our point of view, seeing patients with back pain here in the clinic, we want to make sure that people that otherwise have no fundamental problems right now don't fall into a little bit of a sticky situation further down the line. And these exercises don't take a lot of effort, a lot of energy to actually put together. They're very simple, and you find more on our YouTube channel, etc. But they will help you. They're easy to do at home, and the more you do them, the more effective they'll become, and the more they can become part of your routine. That kills two birds with one stone. One, keeps your back nice and healthy, and keeps your body generally healthy, and two, it gives you something to do on the longer days. There's plenty of time to get it done. Take your time, do it well, make sure you've got your diet on board, and if there are any of these technological solutions, of which there are loads out there, to keep you engaged with your local community, even if you're not physically face to face, then take advantage of those. We'll put all the links in below. Any other final thoughts, Oli?
Not from me. I think you've rounded it up quite nicely, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We'll cut that one there, and just going over to the